how are you looking for the Brentford game? Any players back? Any positions you're worse or better? And most importantly, are your players okay? The ones that got it.
The players are okay. It's the most important, and they're of course not back because they cannot be back. It's they have to be out for 10 days before they can be released. So this is the problem. This is the concern we have because, and then they are out and they had COVID, and then we don't really know if they can play or not, if it's risky to play them or not. But first of all, they're 10 days out. It's not like having like little injuries or like a little concern and you're out for one match. They are out for 10 days, and in our schedule this can be more matches. So nobody's back from there except for Jorginho because he had a negative test, so it was a wrong positive obviously, and he is back in training. Andreas Christensen is very doubtful for injury, and same for Chalobah.
You were pretty upset before the Wolves game when you spoke to the cameras and you reiterated your thoughts afterwards. Given that the Premier League have decided not to have a fire break, how are you feeling? What's your reaction to that news?
Not big. I thought that this was coming. I was not concerned about the bigger picture. I mean, we have a schedule. We even play the World Cup, so I can understand that it's not easy to postpone games. But for isolated situations like ours in the last match, we had our concerns, and we thought we had a strong case. So I shared my thoughts with everybody, and we accept the situation. We accepted the challenge when we arrived at Wolverhampton with 14 players, and out of these 14 players, with a lot of them we took a huge risk, and in general we did not feel fully safe, nobody who was involved in the trip. But apart from that, we accepted the challenge, and we will accept the next challenges. It will not get easier because these guys are out, but that's more or less it.
Just for clarity, were you in favour of just postponing a round of fixtures then?
I don't even know if it would help, and I don't wanna give anybody the impression that I have a solution. I don't have a solution. I don't have a solution for the league, and in general, it was like my thoughts and my speech was particularly for the last 2 days around the Wolverhampton game and coming to the Wolverhampton game. That was my concern. It's of course the same concern because, like I said, the guys are still out, and they are not too bad, and from there we go on.
Just finally for me then, 3 games obviously in 8 days. How challenging is this period for you as a manager? You probably never really faced anything quite like it, have you, in your career?
Not on Christmas, and not between Christmas and New Year, but this is actually quite exciting. I watched it when I was not involved. I watched it during Christmas and New Year, the Premier League. So now I'm in the middle of it. Actually, I like it, and it's nothing new to play 3 matches in a week. To play 3 matches in a week without 9 or 10 players, that is challenging the situation itself. We would love to be involved in all these competitions, and love to have the challenge with everybody. This is not the case. And so we struggle a little bit and need to find solution. That's why we're here. We wanted to give insight into our thoughts, and when we arrived for the Wolverhampton game, we did this. But we made very clear also before the match that we will fight for the best result, and we will not make any excuses. It was just a situation, and this will maybe be the situation for many weeks, because it will not stop when the players come out. Maybe it will happen to other players, to other clubs. So to continue will maybe not change the situation.
James Savundra, TalkSport. Thomas, could you give us some indication on what type of side you're looking to pick tomorrow? Because
we understand a number of under-23 players and academy players have been training with the first team this week.
This week sounds like it's a whole week that we can prepare. Let's say they train with us yesterday and today. That's maybe gives a better explanation about the situation. Yeah, we made them come for 2 training sessions because it's necessary. When we made them come, we detected that Luis Baker is positive for COVID, so another player out. So we take also the risk to bring players in from the academy who have it, and you take another risk. But how shall I put it? Maybe it's the best to put it in an example. What we did with N'Golo Kante, 90 minutes, was close to be irresponsible. To let him play for 90 minutes against Wolverhampton. Will he be involved in the squad now against Brentford? No, simply no. Would it be possible if it was like the last game of the season? Yes, but it's not. We cannot do this, and I will not do it. We will now give him time to recover and prepare him for the Aston Villa match. And this is the situation, you know, to have a team with 13 or 14 players for one match. This is a problem, but it's not the big problem. We can do it and we can fight. But from the match, we have Trevoh Chalobah injured. We have him in big doubts. We have N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic involved, which was taking huge risk. And now we're paying for this. So they cannot just simply start with 3 matches or 5 matches in 2 weeks or with 3 matches in 1 week. It's simply impossible. So the problem will increase and the situation will increase, and we cannot let players suffer because other players are not there. It's simply impossible. We have to protect our players and protect the health, and that's why we brought in the academy. Is no secret, and we think about playing with them.
Is there a frustration that you have reached the quarterfinals of a competition and you simply cannot prioritise that now? You need to look at managing your squad for the games coming up over the next 2 weeks.
Yes, because we are so competitive. That's why we work here, and we are competitive. That's why they are so competitive, the players. That's why they signed for Chelsea. That's what made them Chelsea players. So we are fighting for every competition, and I absolutely don't like judging the importance of games, because you can never tell what it does to you, and there's nothing more important than winning, and nothing more important than performing together and good performances and fighting the fights together. This is totally against our nature, but maybe we are forced to do it, and this makes me sad, because this is not what sport is about, and this is not what we are all about. But it can happen tomorrow that we prioritize the health, not the game against Aston Villa, but the health, and that we prioritize the health and do not take any risk for some of our players.
Just finally from me, Thomas, is there disappointment that the Premier League clubs have decided to continue with the season ahead of the meeting with the managers and the captains, which has been moved back?
No, I would not say a disappointment, because it would be, I think it would be too easy. I don't have a solution for the whole league. I don't have a solution for the schedule with UEFA, with FIFA, with World Cup, with whatever is coming, with Nations League after the season. I don't know, maybe it would have just delayed the problem. And I think nobody could be sure that if we delay it now, or if we make a pause now for 10 days, that we don't have the same problem in 3 weeks again. I think there are some clubs who suffer a lot. We suffer very much in the moment. That's why it would have maybe been better for us to have a short break and to bring a squad together. Maybe then we would have played against another team who suffers in the very next moment. So I don't have a solution. That's why I do also not have a clear opinion what's best to do for everybody, because we are not alone in Premier League. And this is what we are very aware of. But like I said before, we are just disappointed that we don't have the players to fulfill our goals and to play on the highest level competitive football.
Nick Pure.
Hi Thomas. In a way, are you the victims of the strength of your squad? Because if you hadn't had such a strong squad, I know obviously, like you're saying, there are a number of players there you had to play that you took a risk on at the weekend. But if your squad wasn't as strong as if you didn't have the depth that you did, that match might not have taken place in the first.
You think? I would be very surprised if Premier League takes a judgment on the quality of players that are available. That would surprise me a lot, because that is simply not their job. We have a squad. Our squad is a very strong squad, but it's not the biggest squad. And when we miss 9 players, we have a problem. It's as easy as that. And you saw it. We had 14 players with us. That tells the story.
Okay, last question in the broadcast section.
And full credit to all of the guys who were involved. And I'm absolutely happy and how we played and how we grew into the match. Like, given the circumstances, I did not expect us the very best first half in the world. So we did not. Obviously, we had our problems, but the way we grew into it and we reacted, I can just say that I'm absolutely happy, and it shows me that our players have the heart and at the right place and the attitude right, and this is what's it all about. But like I said, you can handle these situations for once, but the problem is still there. They're out for 10 days. So in these 10 days we have 3 matches. So it will catch us. At some point it will catch us and it will backfire on us. It's a given, even if we try hard not to accept. And we will keep on try hard not to accept it and fighting. We will fight against all odds, which is what we will do tomorrow.
Nizam.
Hi Thomas, thanks for your time. How much of a chance is there that this sort of press conference is a waste of time and this match doesn't go ahead because you called it a lottery? You called it a lottery every day, you know, when you wake up and
yeah, it is.
When you do the COVID tests. How much is there a chance it's a waste of time, or will you just do this match with academy players if you have to?
Good question. Good question. You know, when I called it a lottery, it's like this. I mean, we do right now every day, we do flow tests, we do PCR tests, and every day it can happen that the door, and then you're only allowed to be in the building. So this is the first lottery. You go to work, but you don't know if you can actually make it to your office, which is good because then it's safe, at least for this day, and the next day you get tested again. But if you test so much, you always have the risk that you find a positive, and another positive can really make things worse than they already are. Like we planned now a squad and had some plans with Luis Baker from the academy, and now he's positive, so we can start from scratch. And this is what we do right now. The players will arrive in the next hour because we delayed the training to the late afternoon. And then I can tell you more. Right now we prepare for the match to be played, but even to plan training is pretty exciting, because until the very last hour you don't know how many players arrive.